well in case we need it. Hello, hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see all your lovely faces this evening. If you don't know me, I am Lisa. I'm going to be guiding you this evening through this little journey we have. And I honestly can't tell you how excited I am about this brand new SolleFit program. I know a lot of us are excited, and I know it's going to restore a lot of people's health. So what can you expect this evening from this call? You're going to hear some real life stories of people just like you and me. Well, you're actually going to hear from me. So you're going to hear my story and a couple of other great stories. And you're going to learn why this program is different. It is called SolleFit Weight Loss, but it's really different than probably things that you have tried before or heard of. So stay tuned. And if you don't need to lose weight, don't check out because there's something here for everyone. Trust me. So as you go through this evening, I'd really like you to be listening because you never know who one of these stories may speak to you about someone you know that you would be able to share this with, and it could radically change their life. In my story, that because somebody shared something similar to this with me, it radically changed my health. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I need to get to from the beginning. Can everybody see the slideshow? Yes, I'm saying nodding heads. So this is called the SolleFit Challenge. The challenge part of it, we're going to talk about several things this evening, but the challenge part of this is going to run from April 5th to the 30th. And I am going to go to the next slide. So a lot of times when it comes to our just health in general, we get confused, overwhelmed, frustrated. I'm sure those words are words that you experienced over the past year or so because there's so many things going on in our world. But I think as we think about getting fit and do I want to go on a diet program? What type of supplements should I be taking? There's so many out there. Where do you get them? What are the best? There's so many things that go through our minds that we get overwhelmed sometimes. So tonight, I'm going to be sharing 3 secrets with you in a little bit about things that will really help you clarify what you're thinking of. So I am going to slide here. This is my friend Debbie, and I am going to have her share her story in just 1 minute. However, there's going to be 3 different stories shared here this evening. So I really would like you to listen to them and start to think about the common threads. These are totally different stories, 3 different people, different walks of life. But I want you to listen and see if you can hear the common thread in these stories. And as it comes up, if you'd like to just chat that in, if you know how to use your chat down there, go ahead and chat in what you think some of the common threads of these stories are. So I'm going to back out of this slideshow so I can see Debbie. Let's find Debbie. I'm going to make Debbie larger than life so we can look at her. Okay, Debbie, can you go ahead and unmute and share your story with us, please?
Thank you, Lisa. I would love to share my story because it's such a happy story. About, 3.5 years ago, I was finding myself in a really kind of a dark, scary place. I am typically a very happy, easy person, and I was becoming very stressed and very angry, and I wasn't enjoying life anymore. I had been homeschooling my grandchildren for several years and loved every minute of it, but well, almost every minute of it. And it wasn't fun anymore. And I was very concerned that my daughter wouldn't let me finish. And indeed, she came and talked to me about it because she could tell I was stressed. I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know how to fix it. And it was scary. Then my good friend introduced me to Solle. And I'm not kidding. Within 24 hours, I was standing in my daughter's kitchen and I realized I'm happy. I'm happier than I've been for a really long time. And I am so relaxed. As I watched my grandchildren play, it was such a joy to see that I could enjoy that again. And I didn't have to try to stuff those angry, stressed out emotions. It was unbelievable. And I haven't looked back because now I can look forward to a life of, of joy and of hope and of feeling good. That's my soul story.
I love that story. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is wonderful. And who doesn't want to be more happy? I mean, I think everybody wants to be happy. I don't know why this stopped slideshow. All right, sorry. Bear with me. Oh, there it goes. All right, there we go. Well, thank you for that, Debbie. And I love this picture of you. It's just so wonderful in the mountains and your bright red jacket. That's beautiful. So something that you're going to hear, I think, often in these stories is if you don't hear the word balance, you're going to see it and experience it as you listen to their stories. So I can bet, just as Debbie probably could say, that possibly she had been pushing her health back on the burner for far too long, and she might have needed a reboot. And I can say yes to that as well, as you'll hear in my story in a minute, that a lot of us, just I think especially women, we don't put our health number one. We're ready to jump in and take care of every situation, take care of everyone, but we're not putting our health first. Well, it's a crisis. So this message is probably for you and some people you know. And what I'm going to be talking about this evening is the key to unlocking your health potential is actually found in balance. And I don't mean juggling your life. I don't mean like getting all your ducks in a row and making sure you have the right calendar. While those things do help, what I'm talking about is balance with the mind and the body. And the things that we're going to be sharing this evening give the body what they need. The supplements that we're talking about give the body what they need. And we probably all know that the body is incredibly smart. And within us, we even have something like an inner superhero. It's just waiting to get out and lead and guide us and thrive. And yet stress causes the body to be out of balance. And I guarantee that all of us are under some type of stress. And even when your body's not well, your body's actually under physical stress. So I want to break down kind of the difference between a holistic philosophy and a medical philosophy. Now, the medical tools that you see there in that picture, those are something we're common. We see similar things when we go to the doctor. And that's what we're used to looking at. The holistic philosophy that I'm going to be talking about is a little different. You're not going to see tools like that being used. And so since we're talking about getting fed and kind of weight loss, I'm going to use that as an example. A lot of times I think we see, or maybe we've even experienced it personally, where we go on a weight loss journey and we lose weight based on whatever tools we're using. And then we go off of those tools and we gain the weight back, or even then some, a few pounds more than we had to begin with. And it's this constant roller coaster over and over again. And although modern medicine is so needed, of course, it's for critical care. If we get in a bad car accident, we want to go to the hospital. The tools they're going to use look similar to those in the picture. They're going to save your life. They may perform surgery. They're going to give you drugs that are going to immediately work and suppress the body and make the body do a thing. And that's life-saving and much needed in that moment. However, if we look at the medical model as far as weight loss goes, that is something that is the tools they have are going to be maybe a prescription, and that might force the body to not have an appetite or be unhealthy in the or use like unhealthy ways to speed up your metabolism, but those aren't really sustainable. And then they might go to drastic measures, surgery on your stomach to reduce the size of your stomach. That's not even sustainable. A lot of the times, I'm sure we've all heard stories of those going wrong, or people stretching their stomach back out and gaining weight back. And so that's not, it's very dangerous and it's not super sustainable. And, or they might put you on some sort of liquid diet, but that over the long haul isn't very sustainable either. So as far as a holistic model goes, we're thinking about balance, balancing the mind and the body. Completely different approach than suppressing a symptom, because we're giving the body what it needs via some nutrition, and that is what enables it to balance. And this actually needs to happen in your mind and your body. They both need to be balanced together. It's not separating out different pieces of you. It's considering the whole body. That's the holistic approach. And a lot of times, what I know many of us on this call can attest, if people have mental weight, heavy things that they're holding on to, a lot of times they're not going to be able to lose weight. They're not, their body, the things going on in their body, they're not going to be able to get better, even using all the tools they have available, because their mind is holding on to mental weight. So it's so key to balance both the mind and the body without forcing the body to do something. And what we're going to be talking about tonight is very sustainable over a long period of time. So you might be thinking, what's the catch then? Why wouldn't everybody do the holistic philosophy method? Well, that's because a lot of times it's not a quick fix. Now, Debbie, you heard her story, and I've heard this many times. People immediately feel better, but that is not always the case, because it's these supplements are giving the body what they need. Then it depends on your body, where your body's at. Over time, it might change. You'll hear in my story, it wasn't a magic, and it did take time for my health to be restored. So it's not a symptom. The medical view of medicine is a symptom, you give a pill or you have surgery, and the holistic method is more about balancing the body. So here is my story. I don't like to look at this picture taken in 2012. It was a very dark and hopeless time in my life. On the outside, as you can see, my skin and hair were really unhealthy. But what you couldn't see was what was going on in the inside of me. I was exhausted all the time, no matter how much I slept. I had debilitating pain throughout my body. My hands had so much pain, it made it difficult to do just even writing or cooking, which I love to do. I suffered chronic migraines that would keep me in bed, sometimes for days. My digestive system was so compromised, there was very few things that I could eat without suffering some pretty severe consequences. I had brain fog and my hormones were all over the place, and that is kind of the short list. For a long time, I just chalked up my declining health, like the first slide we talked about, not investing in my health. I was just pushing it on the back burner. And so I just chalked everything up to getting older or being premenopausal. And I ended up being diagnosed with 2 autoimmune diseases. Thus began the journey of many, many doctors, even holistic protocols, all at a great cost and expense. A large part of my pain was actually emotional, something no one saw. It was an internal daily battle. Most people didn't even know the pain that I was in and how much I hurt. And I battled depression daily, trying to stay on top of my emotions. And I wondered if I would ever get any better. Was this going to be as good as my life could get? And I lost hope. And I don't know if you know, but hope deferred makes the heart sick. So then came my friend, an herbalist, wave Denise. She introduced me to Soul Naturals. She had a little herb shop, and she had the herbs there in her shop. And today we're going to be talking about some of the actual herbs that I started with. And for me, it bridged the gap between being severely unhealthy to thriving what I am today. And the complete meal replacement that we're going to show in a little bit, in particular, has gut healing herbs in it, and something I desperately needed. Even though I was eating very healthy, eating all organic, I was sickly thin because my body wasn't able to assimilate what I was eating. It wasn't getting nutrition from the food. So what I thought at one time was the worst nightmare of my life turned out to be one of my biggest blessings. It changed the trajectory of my life, truly. And Soul gave me my life back. And for this, I'll be forever grateful. So now I'm extremely healthy, as you can see in the picture of 2019. And I carry hope for other people as well. I carry a little torch around and shine light on places that people can change their life. I get to do that. And I love my life. And I am 57. I compete in long distance running races. Last weekend, I ran 12 miles. And so I am happy, healthy, mentally, physically, and financially. So I just like to share that as you are listening to these stories, you guys think of people that you may know too. So now we're going to get to the secrets. I'm going to talk about the secrets with you. So secret number one is learning how to unleash that inner hero that we talked about a little bit ago, that person inside of you. And we're going to talk about how to do that with adaptogens. So adapt to what? A lot of people are thinking, what is that? Adaptogens are the perfect addition to your nutrition. That's what I needed. I needed that nutrition because I wasn't getting it from my food. This supports and maintains balance. So what are adaptogens anyways? They're little plants. They're not all tiny. Nepal cactus, if you live in the desert or California, is huge. That's an adaptogen. So they're plants, but they're packed with a powerful nutritional punch. So what makes them different than other herbs? This is where sometimes the confusion comes in, and aren't they all the same? And I know this place on this corner has this and that, and they're not all the same, actually. Adaptogens are safe for all ages, young and old. We've seen many women get pregnant and stay on the products through pregnancy and deliver and nursing, and then the much elderly are on them. They're all very safe for any age. And adaptogens give the body what it needs so that it can absorb it and assimilate it. So it needs strength and stamina and stress relief. Think they're very protective of our bodies, these adaptogens. And they're also smart herbs. They actually customize themselves to our body's needs. And I kid you not, someone can take the same exact program and have completely different results. So it's very cool. I've seen it happen a bunch. So secret number two is Soul keeps things simple. Simple. This is the actual package that we're talking about tonight that they're using in the SolleFit. But the 2 bags in the back, those are the complete protein shake that bridged the gap for me where I was not able to eat much or assimilate anything to being able to now I eat pretty much anything and I'm really healthy. So they're simple to use, simple to fit in your day. You don't have to worry about how you're going to work this out. We work with you and really easy to use, very sustainable as I've been talking about, and very safe and effective. So secret number 3, this is our last secret, and I love this one because like I said in my story, I had tried many holistic protocols and many herbs, and it's the synergy, the way that they have put these products together that makes a huge difference. Think of an orchestra and all the individual parts of the orchestra, and you can almost see it, hear it, smell it as you sit and look at this picture, all those different notes and sounds working together to make something beautiful. So synergy is kind of like 1 + 1 = 3. Although honestly, for me, it was 1 + 1 = 10. So it's the combined power of the group of things when they're working together that is greater than the total power achieved by each one working separately. Same with the herbs. It's not like you take a thing for a thing. It's because the way this has put them together with synergy in these programs, it multiplies what is going to be done in your body. It's pretty amazing. So in a minute, I'm going to go bring Rose on here, but I just wanted you to see her beautiful family because she's got a little story about being that mom back when they were little. So I am going to stop sharing for a moment so I can go find Rose. Rose has a friend with her. All right, Rose, would you share your story with us, please?
Yes. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing tonight? This is my friend and teammate, Janelle. We're in Arizona. But thank you, Lisa, for sharing my beautiful family picture. I love that picture. So just wanted to share my story with you guys. Like Lisa mentioned, I'm a busy mom of 4. I have a 13, 10, 7, and 6-year-old. And I was in a really dark place about 5 years ago before I was introduced to Solle. I was very busy. I felt out of control. A lot of times my day would end in crying and just sadness. I just didn't know, or I just didn't have that joy in my life that I needed to have, as being a mom. And, there's a lot of joy in raising your children, but for me, it was really stressful. And I just really felt out of control a lot of times. I felt very emotional, was always angry. And, with talking about the weight loss package that we're talking about, having 4 kids, your hormones and your, you gain weight and you just have all this that you're carrying. And it was really hard for me to lose weight. I was working out a ton. I thought I was eating healthy, when I would ask for my burger without a bun, I thought like, oh, I'm eating healthy, but it really wasn't what my body was needing. And I wasn't able to lose weight. So I struggled with that too, like, the emotional stuff that I was going through, but also the weight gain that I had from having 4 kids. And I just knew something was missing, something was off. And I remember talking to my mom one day and telling her, Mom, something's wrong with me. I don't know. I'm like so upset. I just want to take a nap. I'm, always crying. And she was like, you really should probably go see a doctor. You probably need some kind of pill to help it. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. But something inside my heart was just like, I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm going to do. And then a good friend of mine introduced me to Solle. I was, at a homeschooling group with her, and I just saw how she carried herself. And I'm just like, man, she's glowing. Something that she's doing, like, I need that in my life. And she introduced me to Solle. And so I, similar package that Lisa's talking about, I started on the herb program, and as like Debbie, I started taking them and I just felt different. I felt hope. I felt happy. And, it's been a journey. Like Lisa said, it takes time. It wasn't overnight for me, but it has seriously restored my mind and body, has helped with my emotions, and has really helped me shift my mindset to eating more healthier, working out. And with time, I want to say like the second year that I was doing Solle and really going after it with my health, I started to run and do things that I didn't think I could do, and the weight just started to fall off. And that was really amazing because I had to get in a place like mentally with myself where I truly was doing it for me. And I would, from the beginning, I've lost about 25 pounds and I've been able to keep it off. And it's been because of, the Solle products that I've been able to maintain my weight. And the Solle Complete that Lisa's talking about is amazing. It's something I do every day. And now with where I am now, I have hope for the future. I am excited. I love being around my kids. I love them more now than I ever have. And it's really awesome how it has really restored my emotional health and brought the balance that I truly needed as a mom. So And then, now I'm excited to share with other moms that are struggling or just people that are struggling in that way. And so, yeah, that's my story. Thank you for letting me share it.
Thank you, Rose. I love that. I'm going to go back into my slideshow here. All right, I found it, the right page. I just clicked on the wrong page. And I love that. I don't know about you, like I wasn't sure what the other gals were going to share exactly, but I love that I'm hearing things like hope. It gave me my hope back and my happy back. And all of us have said something about being in a dark place. So that's really interesting to me, something that I haven't made that connection before about the three of us. So it is very cool. I'm going to go forward. Okay, so what is the SolleFit challenge and who wants to join us? Everybody welcome to it? They are, of course. And so what are we going to do? It's a 4-week challenge, the one that's going on in April. And so the first week, they're going to talk about mindset. And that is so key. I can guarantee you that each one of us that have had to go through battles with our health, we really had to stay on top of our mindset and deal with maybe some unhealthy roots. So the first week, we're going to deal with mindset. And then the second week, we're going to deal with nutrition. So we're going to be supporting things, having conversations. I'm going to get to the bonuses. I'm holding out. There's a little treats here, but I'm holding out on the bonuses. So it's going to make a little bit more sense on the next slide. But week 2, it's important to know nutrition, right? I thought I was doing all the right things, and that was the other interesting thing when I was listening to Rose. I didn't need to lose weight. I needed to gain weight. I was very sickly ill. And so I got to a healthy weight. Rose wanted to lose weight, but she got to a healthy weight. So that is all about it not pushing, not forcing the body. It allows the body to get ready and get to the weight that you should be. And then the third week, we're going to focus on movement. And I know it says 30 minutes a day, and some people are just not active. So there is never any condemnation or judgment in these groups, only support. So if that seems a lot to you to exercise for 30 minutes, we're going to start wherever your next step would be. Maybe that's 15 minutes. You don't have to be like me. I love to work out. But that's not necessary. Movement is important. And then the last week, we're going to talk about consistency, because if you heard as a common thread, listening to all of us, we were consistent. We didn't just change the next day and stop doing what we were doing. We've been consistent. I've been doing this for 6 years now. Like Rose, I have the shake almost every morning for breakfast. And I would not stop doing that. There would be no logical reason for me to stop doing that. So we're going to work with you and help you become consistent in your habits and reevaluate after the 4 weeks and see if there's some modifications that need to be made. And now we're going to talk about the bonuses, because, oh my gosh, you guys, I got a sneak peek today of the Holistic Health and Weight Loss Guide. It's 45 pages you're going to get in this kit. Not only are you going to get those herbs that I showed you in the picture, you're going to get this beautiful guide, and it walks you through all those weeks step by step. It's a workbook. You're going to be able to write in it, keep track of your journey yourself. And that is a huge bonus that they have never had before. They have never had something like this before. So it is very nice. And then there's going to be a Facebook group. If you're in Facebook, there's going to be a special group running from April 5th to the 30th. There'll be a lot of fun and a lot of support in there. If you aren't on Facebook, or you don't have friends that are on Facebook, there's a text support, so that you're going to be able to text the number and get support there. And then the community support always works better. We see this over and over again in these groups. That is where the success happens, in these groups. So make sure you connect with whoever invited you here, because if you place your order by March 22nd, that's Monday, you may be eligible to get $25 off of the kit. And so a lot of times we think, oh, I'm excited or nervous or maybe a little bit of both about stepping out and actually investing in my health and taking care of myself. And you know what, there's a way that you can help other people too, because you can invite your friends and family to join you. And if you have husband and wife at home, I strongly suggest you try and get family on board. It is really helpful to have everybody on board. And, you know, just the familiar face being in these groups together, it really helps with friendly accountability and makes the lifestyle shift much, much easier. And there's also a way that if you invite your friends and family to join you, that you could get some of your products paid for. So you're going to want to connect. If you're curious about anything about what we do, you're going to want to connect with the people that you invited here so they can explain how you can do that as well. So are you ready to balance your health and get fit? And notice we're not like really all about the weight loss. We're all about bringing balance to your body, mind and body, making you happy. And, you know, we got to just stop waiting to invest in ourselves. Don't let yourself get to the place that I was at, where I was just ignoring things for years and years and years, and my health tanked. You know, make sure you stay connected with whoever invited you, or if you're watching on Facebook, make sure whoever invited you to the Facebook group knows that you're interested, you want some more details. And like I said before, it's not all about weight loss. It's about getting fit, your mind and your body fit and healthy. So the challenge runs from April 5th to 30th. So get ready. It's right around the corner and will look so good for summer. I love this Chinese proverb. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. That is the same thing for your health, planting seeds of health. It's never too late. Look at me. I was a disaster and I invested in my health and found something that worked really well for me. And now I'm able to do crazy things. So I just wanted to thank you guys all for coming on here live and just joining us, taking time out of your evening. You're already starting investing in your health by just being on this call. So you guys stay connected with whoever invited you. Ask the questions. They'll be happy to get you answers. And I just appreciate you all being on here. Have a great rest of your evening, and make sure you share this message with your friends and family. Don't keep it to yourself. It's an important message. And you'll be able to see this in our Facebook group. We're going to keep it up there. If you came in late, or you want your friends to watch it, or you want to show it to someone, it will be in there. So you'll be able to find it in there. If you're not on Facebook, your person will be able to get it to you as well. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining us.